Hello, General Biology, and welcome back. This should be the last screencast for Section 2.3. So this is number 5, Section 2.3 of Chapter 2 in the screencast series. So I left you kind of hanging in limbo. I was going to tell you a story about Cyril Panaparuma. And Cyril Panaparuma was a scientist who was studying this meteor that fell to Earth in Australia. And as he was taking the meteorite and examining the components that made it up, he found 5 different amino acids. And he knew they were amino acids because they had an amino group and they had a carboxyl group. So here's where the story gets a little bit interesting. 3 of those amino acids that he found are common amino acids that occur here on Earth. So they're ones that we're familiar with. They were one of the 20 different amino acids. The other 2 amino acids we've never found here on Earth. We've not been able to create them. We haven't found them in anything that we've discovered so far. So where the story leads is that Cyril had made a hypothesis that with these 2 different amino acids, that there could be different life forms that exist on other planets that wouldn't look like us because they have the different amino acids that we do not have. So I always thought that that was kind of interesting, and I wanted to share that with you about nucleic acids. Alright, so the last thing that we need to know about proteins is that they are this polypeptide chain. They're a big chain, and they have basically 4 different structures to it. It almost looks like, if you see here, kind of like a spool of thread that you've just taken the thread off of the spool and it all clumps up. And when you look closer at it, it looks like the chain of amino acids. This kind of reminds me of that button candy that you get on the paper that you can peel off and you wind up eating the paper. But each one of these is an amino acid with the bonds between it, and it all coils up like you see here to make this polypeptide, this protein. So the primary structure is the sequence of amino acids that you see here. It's made up of 4 parts. The secondary structure is the folding or the coiling. So see how it kind of folds or coils there. The tertiary, which means 3, is the complete structure that you see, the whole structure that we have here, and it's 3-dimensional arrangement that you would have. So if we were to rotate this around, it would have a distinct shape to it. Proteins can have more than 1 chain, and if they do, then there's a 4th level of structure, and this describes the way in which the different polypeptide chains are arranged in respect to each other. So as you notice here, we have the pink group and we have the blue group. That kind of gives you an idea that there's different groups of protein chains that are joined together. So the protein here that you're looking at is actually hemoglobin, and it consists of 4 subunits. Okay, so there we go. A whole 4 minutes for the 4th or the 5th screencast. We're going to end it here then, and we'll get into Section 2.4.